plan was?
We showed that video. We showed our first video from Iowa, which in the beginning had a little bit of mentioning a lot of Trump, not in a bad way, but a little bit of that. And everything was going very well in the beginning, but one person took offense to that and decided to leave. But we were able to, I went after him and brought him back and said, well, hey, you're missing the whole story, because this is very small sliver of what the whole story is about, and you should sit down and please hear the whole story, because oftentimes that is where the problems come from, I think, or arise from. We hear bits and pieces and we think, oh, we decide I already have a problem with this before it even begins, with this group or that group, or with this conversation, or so he decided to respect me and came back, and it worked out very, very well. Because we have to stop kind of judging each other and pointing the fingers at each other and saying you're either with me or against me. We have to allow even some differences to exist, and we have met more Trump voters since, and oh my God. Some of them are becoming our closest friends. They're just like us, and we're not all that different. And so I want to apologize, Brother John, and I thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to explain. And thank you for not embarrassing me, and thank you for coming back with me.
Okay, we got it wrong. We need to open up the conversations, not dismiss people, not actually tell people, well, why did you do this? How do you have to say, yeah, how dare you? And it's to no fault of their own. If I have no idea about a person who is of a different faith in a completely different community, and I've never reached out to them, it's not necessarily my fault that I don't know anything about them. So it's just an opportunity to finally say, you know what, I'm going to put myself out there, and I'm going to put myself in a position where I can learn something, anything, and not feel like I have to know everything. We often get scared to look stupid or unintelligent, or any of those things, because of the questions we ask. And so we always want it to be a place to have community and to really question each other and what our beliefs are and how that can affect us.
I am a third-generation atheist. And when people look at me, they assume I'm a very nice person until the label atheist comes out, and all of a sudden, I don't have any values. I am somehow considered to be a bad person. And this is a very difficult situation. I can hide by not identifying myself as an atheist. I remember when I was working, my department secretary wanted to know what my religion was. And I said, well, you know those godless humanists that you hear about? And she said, yes. I said, well, I'm one of them. And she looked at me wide-eyed, and she said, but you're so nice. So the big question for me is, how do we get beyond our labels that we lay on each other?
Commonality is love, compassion, and thoughtfulness with kindness, regardless of your faith, whether you're atheist, Catholic, Buddhist, Hindu, we are all the same. And the common tie comes from having compassion for that religion, having love, and having kindness. That's the core of who we are as a people. That's what makes us human.
It's called Don't Think of an Elephant, and I can't remember, George Lakoff.
Yeah.
He's a neurolinguistic at UC Berkeley. He said the whole issue is framing.
Yeah.
If you frame the issue, and quite frankly, he said Bernie Sanders does a great job of framing. So he gave an example on one of his YouTubes of one of his students is going home to have Thanksgiving with his Uncle Fred, who's, Lakoff's idea of framing. What do you care about? We care about the same things. We care about love, life, and peace. We have so many young men dying in wars that are unnecessary to die in, killing Muslims, right? The Congress is supposed to declare war. We spend a fortune killing people unnecessarily. Look at Vietnam. Look at Korea. Massive loss of life, civilian death, completely unnecessary. Congress won't declare war. They pass these continuing resolutions, right? But if you care about life, you would care about not doing that. See, okay? It's that they've been manipulated. So I think as you guys do what you do, this Lakoff's idea of framing around life and love.
I feel very welcome. Thank you so much. I can't agree more than what the brother just said. And the verse is 30. It says that whomsoever kills one innocent human being, it is as if he killed all mankind. And it doesn't only stop there. We know all religions, they tell you not to kill. Islam doesn't only stop there. It tells you, and whomsoever saves a life, it is as if he saves the life of all mankind. And that's what the brother was saying there, and that's what some of the people in the videos were talking about. That's why they voted for Trump. Because of the life. Because of the baby still in the womb, they consider as a life, that's saving life. And that's beautiful to me. Those people were awesome. I completely agree with them. That was beautiful.
In my experience in life, it's real easy to be afraid of that which you do not know. So I lived in the South for a while, and I heard story after story, both by African Americans and by Caucasians, and each group was afraid because they didn't know about the other.
I'm Lebanese American, grew up in Beirut. My city very diverse. My street had at the time 18 sects of religion. I have friends, Christians, Muslims, Druze, Baha'i, Iranian, Armenian. Eastern and Western culture was in my blood. So when I came to America, I didn't have to adjust. Certain things I like so much, certain things I didn't like. But I took America as my country. So you reach the point, you feel you're born here. You don't feel anymore, even with my heavy accent, you don't feel you came to America. You feel you're born here, you grew up here, and you're willing to give America loyalty, hard work, pay taxes, do everything. And happened I married a white woman from Kansas, farm town, where my city it is very, they call it Paris Middle East, Jewel Middle East. So two different words, but same values. And that's why we're married for years and years.
I thought last night was an overwhelming success. It was so exciting. We had 60 people in attendance, and there were 40 people that were not able to come because we were full. And what was so amazing to me is, we had a list of people who had the reservations. Every single one of them showed up. That in itself was amazing. And then all the conversations that were going on before we started, before I introduced the whole evening, that was just amazing to see that. And going on into the evening, oh my gosh, everyone enjoyed the food. We have to thank Taj Palace for that, and just the camaraderie. And then when you guys started your program and explained what Eat With Muslims was all about, you just had the whole audience spellbound.